Hey everyone, welcome back to new series of Python. In today's video, we will be discussing about the list comprehension. So list comprehension is a way of creating a list from the existing list using a shorter syntax. Or in simple words, we can say that it's a creation of the list from the existing list based on certain condition. So in order to manage with the list comprehension, we have to follow a syntax. The syntax is given over here. So we will be discussing this with an example. Before that, now let's create a list without comprehension. So here the task that we're going to do is that we will be provide a list of fruits. And we just need to get the fruits that starts with capital letter A. So for that, first we have to define a list. And here you can see a list of fruits, and it has got multiple values such as apple, orange, grapes, apricot, and avocado. Now, what we have to do is we just need to get the fruits that start with capital letter A, and we just need to create a new list from this list for the fruits that only starts with capital letter A. So if you want to print the item in this list, you can just go with the print function. And you can just provide the object over here. Later on, you can just print this. And here you can see these are the objects, or these are the items that's available in this list. Now, as we want to just create a new list from this list, first we just need to define an empty list, because the fruits that starts with capital letter A will be appended into this empty list. So I'll be naming it as A fruits, which means into this list we will consider the fruits that starts with capital letter A. Now what we have to do is we just need to check each of the fruit in our list. So in order to check that, we can use a for loop. So I'll be using the for loop for each of the fruit. So we have to use a variable over here, each of the fruit in what? In this list. So we have to check each of the item, or we just need to traverse each of the item in this list. So you can just provide the list name over here. So afterwards you can just put the colon, and we just need to print the item one by one in this list. So we can just use the print function and print fruit over here. Now let's print that. And here you can see currently we have got each of the item as a fruit in this fruit list, that is apple, orange, as well as grapes, apricot, and avocado. Now the next step is that we only just need to get the fruits that starts with capital letter A. So we have to undergo with a certain condition. So if we have capital letter A present in fruit, so currently we have traversed each of the item, and we just need to now check in fruit. Okay, not in the fruit list. We have to check for each of the item, and if we have that, then we can just append the item into this list. Okay, so currently we just need to get the item. In order to get the item, we can just use the expression like into this list, that is the A fruits. We just need to append the fruits. So you can provide the object name over here, A fruit dot append. Actually, we have learned about the append method. Append method is used for adding the elements into a list, and you can just pass fruit as a parameter, as we are now checking that the letter A present for each of the fruit. Okay, so you can just pass the parameter as fruit, that is the variable, and later on we can just print the A fruits, because we will be appending the item into A fruits. We just need to exit the for loop, and we can just print A fruits, and you can just run this file. So here you can see that currently we have got the fruits that starts with capital letter A, apple, apricot, and avocado. Now let's see how can we manage the same list with the same condition using list comprehension. Okay, so we just need to assign the list comprehension into a particular variable. Right. So I'll be using a fruits as the variable name. And into this, we just need to assign. So as we just have a glance on the syntax here, you can see that we have to first provide the expression, and we can just provide the item that in iterable, and later on you can just provide the if condition. So now we just need to enclose this in a bracket, then only we will get the result in a list. Now what we have to do is, here we can go for the item that is iterable. So that is fruit in fruits. So you can just give the same thing for fruit in fruits if capital letter A present in fruit, then we just need to append the item. So here we can find that there exists one error. Here we have provided the item that is iterable and the if condition and all, but we haven't provided the expression. So the expression over here is that if such fruits are present in A, which means if the fruits that start with capital A is present in fruit list, then in the fruits, then that should be appended into the list, right? That into the empty list. So this expression will be made shorter and will be enclosed in a single variable. So I'm going to give the variable as fruit, and now you can find the result over here. So we can print this. So A fruits, and we can just provide an identifier in order to find the result that comes under the list comprehension. So I'll be setting like list comprehension A fruits, and we can just run this. And here you can see we have got the same result with the fruits that starts with capital letter A under the list comprehension. Now let's see how can copy a list using list comprehension. So here you can see that we have already created a list with fruits with multiple values. Now we just need to make a copy of this. So here we can just consider the variable name copy fruits, and we can just provide the expression. So we just need to get each of the fruit in fruit list. So you can provide the the item in iterable for fruit in fruits, and here we also just need to pass the argument. As we want to just copy the item, here you can pass the not the argument, that the variable under which the expression is passed. So now you can just print copy fruits, and now here you can find the result that we have copied the existing list using the list comprehension. Now let's go with the other example, like we can just define a list. So let me define a list, and it will have integer values. So let's name it as numbers is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now what we have to do is we just need to find the even numbers, and we just need to put that even numbers in another list. Okay, so I'll be creating a new list which is even num, and that's an empty list. And into this we have to store the even numbers. So first we have to traverse every numbers over here in this list. So let's go like for even. So even will be the individual numbers in this list or the item in this list. and we just need to check it from the numbers list. Afterwards, you can just search, search like this, or let's say num. So each of the number in this numbers list. Now you can print the num, and later on let's run this file, and here you can see each of the item in this list is printed in the console. And now we just need to go with a certain condition that we just need to only get the even numbers. So if the number mod 2 is equal to 0, then we will get the even numbers. Now we have provided likewise, and we just need to get those even numbers into this empty list. Okay, so even num dot append, and append. Later on we can just print our even number. So we have to exit from the loop. So use a print function and provide it as even num. And let's run this. So here you can see that list.append takes exactly one argument. So we haven't provided anything over here. So we just need to consider each of the number over here, and let me run this. And here you can see that as we haven't passed the argument, that is num, each of the elements or numbers in this list, we have got the error. And as we just said the argument over here, you can see that's vanished, which means the error is just vanished, and we have got the elements 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 as the even numbers under the new list. Now let's see how can we manage this using the list comprehension. Okay, so in order to manage this with the list comprehension, first let me define a new list. So let's name it as even num, and here we just need to enclose this in a bracket, and you can just use the item in iterable form, that is using of the for loop. So num in numbers. Afterwards we have to pass the condition, that is if num mod 2 equal to 0, then we will get the even number. So this is the condition that is used for checking the even number. Now let's consider the condition that is num divided by 2 is equal to 0. So here we can find the list that is numbers with 1 to 10. So num is each of the elements in this list. So let's consider an example. 1 divided by 2 is equal to 0. So if you are getting the result as 0, then we can say that it will be an even number. So if it's not the result as 0, then we can say that it's an odd number. Okay. And here we have provided the condition, and here we also just need to provide the expression. So here you can see the expression is even num dot append, and we have passed the argument. So we just need to provide this expression in single variable. So I'll be providing the variable as num over here. Afterwards, you can just print this. So let's print even num, and you can also use an identifier, because now we are just going to find the even num using the list comprehension. So that's what I'm using the identifier. Now you can just run the file, and here you can see we have successfully created or find the even numbers using the list comprehension. So list comprehension is nothing but basically it's a way of creating a list from the existing list using shorter syntax. So the main advantages of using the list comprehension is that it optimizes the code and reduces the complexity in the code. So that's all for today. Thank you for watching the video.